Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to a beautiful, sunny November morning in Florida. I'm down taking a walk by the beach and just letting the waves and the wind and all of it just speak. And I wanted to chat a little bit about, I played an event on Wednesday night. It was a night of worship. This church that I've become friendly with, first of all, it's an amazing church down in Lake Worth. And they have these first Wednesday evenings of worship where they invite the community out and just kind of get together as a church. And just worship, just kind of welcome God into the month, welcome God into the evening, into the day. And so this was no exception. It was absolutely beautiful. Let me just give you guys a little glimpse of that. Pretty awesome. So it was a beautiful Wednesday evening. I had maybe like 60 people there. And I did my thing. I hadn't sang in about a week and a half, so I was a little out of shape, but it all worked. And so I sang, we led worship, and people were just deeply engaged in worship, which is always awesome. And I remember, so at the end of the night, I gave an appeal for child sponsorship. And this 3 people sponsored a child. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna leave 3 more kids here on the stage, and if you want to sponsor a kid while we're worshiping in this last song here, then let's chat about that. You can just come on up and you can sponsor a kid. And so I played the goodness of God. And, maybe into the second verse, this one woman comes up and she's just looking at the 3 kids and she selects one and she walks back to her seat. And, whenever that happens, I'm always in my head. I'm just like, oh, thank God for, another kid saved. And so I finish the song and I go into, I love you, Lord, one of my favorite ways to end the show. And finish the show, close in prayer, walk out to the back table, to kind of sell some t-shirts and do my thing. And this woman comes up to me, the woman who took a picture folder, and she said, let me go this way. And she said, I wasn't sure if I wanted to sponsor a child. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it. And ultimately I decided to come on up and do it because I was thinking about the money and thinking about what it looked like in my life. And she said, it's the same exact amount of money that I spend on my nails, doing my nails every day, every week or every 2 weeks or so. And I said, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's amazing how God points stuff out to us and points our finances out to us and then says, you know what, you can actually, you can use that money for something maybe a little better, or maybe she had the extra 43. I don't know how it worked, but she just had a conversation with God and said, okay, that $43 a month that I'm spending on myself, let me spend it on somebody else. And I found that just this simple, tiny little, this little conversation that she had with God, where she was wrestling with it, and then she said, maybe I could change something. Maybe I can make something different. And maybe I can make a difference with the money that I'm spending on myself every single month. And I thought about that, and I said, that is very mature thinking. It's an amazing way to analyze your finances and just let God into them. And it just kind of blew me away. And so I encourage you today, think about maybe just about your finances, about what that looks like every single month. How are you using them? And it doesn't have to be to sponsor a child or, to join our membership, but just think about how God has blessed you. I think about this all the time. And because of what I do and how I do it, I thank God every month that the bills get paid. Being out there, just being a missionary, a musicianary is what I call myself sometimes. And just letting God speak through worship, through prayer, through community, through having people involved in what we're doing and how we do it. And yet at the end of the month, because of the shows, because of the membership, because of, selling a couple of CDs here and there, I'm able to survive, and I'm able to let God work through it all. And yeah, is it scary? 100%. Absolutely. Do I freak out sometimes because I don't think I'm going to make it? Yep. All the time. But that's, again, where trust and faith and surrender come into play. And we talk about this a lot. I actually spoke about it on Wednesday night too. But just the idea of faith and trust and surrender and letting God speak in the midst of all that and letting him into all of that and surrendering and saying, oh, right, this is not my life, this is God's life. And, he tells us he'll be with us. He tells us he'll never leave us or forsake us. He tells us to trust in him and not guide our own steps, but have him guide our steps. And man, that is a powerful, powerful resolution and a powerful way to think about just what that looks like every day. How do we let the love of the Father, how do we let our trust in the Father, our faith in the Father, our surrender to the Father, how do we let that dictate our lives, and how do we let him walk with us? Maybe that's not the right way to put it. How do we walk with him, right? That's a whole other devotion we could talk about. Just the flipping of those little words right there. How do we let God walk with us? No. We are walking with him every day. We are depending and leaning on the Father every day. That is what we're doing. And oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll talk about that in another devotion. But today, think about that. Think about what that looks like in your life. Think about how that could work in your life. Think about, just think about your finances, right? And yeah, I will make a little pitch for the worship room, 100%, because that's why I do what I do. But, we have this place where we go uninterrupted. And, I was even in the Facebook worship group that we have, this Monday night worship group that we have on Facebook the other day, and I was scrolling around and I was looking at some verses and what people were commenting, and so distracted by it, because on the right hand side of your screen you have ads for stuff that you don't need, and then as you scroll down in the group there's an ad that pops up every 3 or 4 posts, and just it's crazy. And so I designed and wanted to put together this place for us as a community to just say, okay, we need a place that's undistracted and uninterrupted, where we can just listen to the Father and listen to his teachings. And so we have devotions and Bible studies and worship videos, and we have community where people are praying for and with each other. And on top of it all, when you join, 25% of your membership goes straight to helping us sponsor a child. I mean, it's really a very basic idea, and yet I was struggling to understand why no one had ever implemented it before. So here we are. So join the worship room. Just head to jointheworshiproom.com. You can get involved. It starts at $19 a month, And if you just look at $19 a month, and we take $5 of that and give it right back to helping us sponsor a child. So it's $14 a month and then $5 a month to help us sponsor a kid. And here's what you get: devotions, Bible studies, worship videos, video devotions. It's over 500 hours of content, which is overwhelming, I understand. And yet when you break it down and you look inside there, it's very well organized. You can go chapter by chapter through the verses, through the Bible that we have, the Bible teachings that we have, and then there's studies on prayer and the Holy Spirit, and it's an incredible resource to just keep you focused every day. And that's what it takes. Like, the decision that woman made is because she has a focused relationship with the Father, not distracted, not interrupted. She was able to sit down, make a decision, and say, "Oh, right, God, you're speaking to me now, and I'm going to make a difference in the life of this child." And that's what you can do today. You can join us. Head over to jointheworshiproom.com, get involved, make a difference in someone's life, starting with your own today. Okay? We'd love to have you with us. The balance of the money goes straight back into this ministry so that we keep doing what we're doing. We continue to change and save lives through nights of worship and prayer and hope, and it's just been amazing. So thank you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of this. And join the worship room today, okay? Go to jointheworshiproom.com. And thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed this devotion. Hope it made you think a little bit. It always makes me think when I sit down and just kind of start talking about God. It's amazing. Okay, enjoy the day, and we'll see you inside the worship room. Thanks.